Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Areedee. Today I'd like to present about the data types in the database, the examples of each data types, and also the primary key and foreign key. Okay, let's look at the first slide. Data types, common data types and example. The data types refers to the format of data storage that can hold a distinct type or range of values. When computer programs store data in variables, each variables must be designated a distinct data type. Some common data as follows: integers, characters, strings, floating point numbers, and arrays. More specific data types are as follows: variable character, format, Boolean values, dates, and timestamps. So here are several types of the data types. First is integer. Integer is a whole number that can have a positive, negative, or zero value. It cannot be a fraction, nor can have decimal places. It is commonly used in programming, especially for increasing values. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication of two integers result to an integer, but division of two integers may result to an integer or a decimal. The resulting decimal can be rounded off or truncated to produce an integer. For example, of the integer are 420. Okay, next is floating point numbers. Is a number that contains decimal. Number that contain fractions are also considered as floating point numbers. For example, here 4.2, 27.4, 56.8. Next is characters. Character refer to a number, letter, space, or symbol that can be entered in the computer. Each character occupies 1 byte of space. For example, A, F, 3, $sign, euro sign, and etc. Next is character string. It is used to represent text. It is composed of a set of characters that can have spaces and numbers. Strings are enclosed in quotation marks to identify the data as string, not a variable number nor a number. For example, here ABC, DEF 456, 3ERF 7H, and followed by the symbol. Okay, next is Boolean. For creating true or false statements to compare values, the following the Boolean values is the false. So here are the types of the data types and the examples. So next is primary key and foreign key. Okay. So what are keys? Keys are attributes identify a row in a relation. They allow you to find the relationship between two tables. keys help you uniquely identify a row in a table by a combination of one or more columns in that table. The database key is also helpful for finding a unique record or row from the table. So, what is database? Uh, so, what is the primary key? A primary key constraint is a column or group of columns that uniquely identifies every row in the table of the relational database management system. It cannot be a duplicate, meaning the same value should not appear more than one in the table. A table can have more than one primary key. Primary key can be defined at the column or the table level. If you create a composite primary key, it should be defined at the table level. And next is, what is foreign key? Foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between two tables. The purpose of the foreign key is to maintain data integrity and allow navigation between two different instances of an entity. It acts as a cross-reference between two tables as it references the primary key of another table. Every relationship in the database should be supported by a foreign key. And here are some differences between primary key and foreign key. A primary key constraint constraint is a column that uniquely identifies every row in the table of the relational database management system, while foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between two tables. Primary key never accepts no no values, whereas foreign key may accept multiple no values. You can only a single primary key in a table, while you can have multiple foreign keys in a table. The values of the primary key can be removed from the parent table, whereas the value of foreign key value can be removed from the child table. No two rows can have any identical values for a primary key. On the other hand, a foreign key contains duplicate values. There is no limitation in inserting the values into the table column by inserting any value in the foreign key table. Ensure that the value is present into a column of primary key. Next is why use primary key. Here are the cons and benefits of using primary key. The main aim of the primary key is to identify each and every record in the database table. You can use a primary key when you do not allow someone to enter no values. If you delete or update records, the action you specify will be undertaken to make sure data integrity. Perform restrict operation to reject, delete, or update operation for the parent table. Data are organized in a sequence of clustered index whenever you physically organize the BMS table. So, why use for foreign key? Foreign keys help you to migrate entities using a primary key from the parent table. A foreign key enables you to link two or more tables together. It makes your database data consistent. A foreign key can be used to match a column or combination of columns with primary key in a parent table. A scale of foreign key constraints is used to make sure the referential integrity of the data parents to match values in the chart table. So here is the uh, comparison that I have said. The comparison between the primary key and foreign key. Basic is used to uniquely identify data in the table, while foreign key it is used to maintain relationship between table. New it can be new. For the foreign key, it can accept the new values. For the duplication, primary key two or more rows cannot have same primary key, while foreign key it can value for a foreign key attribute. For the index, primary key has cluster index, while foreign key by default it is not cluster index. And lastly, primary key constraints. Constraint can be defined on temporary table, while foreign key cannot be defined on temporary table. Okay, that's all for my. Thank you.